So what Pakman's claiming here is that, oh, the defense realized now he's changed his argument. Okay.
Right.
Now it's changed to, oh, the defense realized they got a lower quality video, but they sat on it and they only waited to
Right.
object for a mistrial now that they're worried they're not going to get their verdict.
They didn't care. They
Right.
didn't care until it looked like they weren't going to get a not guilty. Like if they got a not guilty, they obviously wouldn't care as much.
Right. Which the two things about this. The first thing is that I believe that's not remotely true. I believe, and I don't remember if they talk about it or not, but I'm pretty sure that they called for the mistrial
Before
immediately
deliberations.
when they realized
Yeah.
this. But it just takes the judge some time to read the motion and for the court to decide about it. Talk about it.
No, they talked about this on Rekieta. The judge is in the same position. He's like, fuck, if they're going to bring back a not guilty, I don't want to declare a mistrial. But the judge what could have declared a mistrial after they brought back the guilty verdict. He could have said, okay, well, now I rule on this motion and it's a mistrial.
No, but that's the judge sitting on it. Okay. Which is a different issue. Right. But David is not taking that into account. He's accusing the lawyers of sitting on it. Which, first of all,
which is wrong, which is incorrect, which is a lie. It was the judge that was sitting on it, not the attorneys.
Right.
The attorneys requested this mistrial is before jury deliberation even happened.
Right. But I was going to say number two is that even if they hadn't done that, even if the lawyers were sitting on it, so the fuck what? That's part of the lawyers. Your defense is allowed to engage in a strategy that they think is best for their client. Yeah. If they think the jury is going to deliberate and come back with a not guilty verdict in one day, obviously they're not going to ask for a mistrial without prejudice.
Yes.
They're allowed to do that. That's not an example of wrongdoing on their end whatsoever.
Right.
So even if David's hypothetical situation existed, which it doesn't, but even if it did, that wouldn't be wrong for them to do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, David is saying that they only, in David's mind, they only asked for a mistrial because they didn't get their not guilty, like right out of the
but there's literally nothing wrong with doing that.
There's nothing wrong with doing that, but that didn't happen. That's not what happened at all. They requested the mistrial immediately, and the judge is the one that sat on it.
Right.
Like if Dave was really smart, he'd say that's judicial bias. Like, why didn't he rule right away? Why is he sitting on it?
This judge was very clear. It seemed like he wanted this to go to the jury. He wanted to give the jury as much of the evidence as much as they could to deliberate. He doesn't want to. Especially in these very highly political cases, he doesn't want to be the one to make the decision.
But we will never know if that jury came back guilty and he declared a mistrial, because I think that could have happened.
It could have. I'm not certain the judge would have had the cojones to do it.
Really?
It could have. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll never know though.
But they have nothing to do with about. I don't know what that has to do with what we're talking about.
It does have to do with what we're talking about, because the initial
because that makes me right and you wrong. So that's why it has everything to do with what we're talking about.
It's like a fractal branching. Are you familiar with fractals?
I love. It's like a fractal branching.
This is my god. This is like talking to Ben Burgess. It's like you ask him a question.
I know. Now
not Ben Burgess. Richard Wolff. And it's like, you ask him a question. He's like, well, to answer your question, I have to go back 300 years in history. Yeah. It's like, no, fuck you.
Let's move the conversation to fractals now.
Yeah, but I don't think that this has, like, in terms of what you're talking about for that piece of evidence, like, this was a motion that they filed on Friday. This was
more face palming. More face palming.
I know.
David is so demoralized by this.
I know.
He's like, why, Destiny? Why are you interrogating me about this?
Yeah. Before jury deliberation even began. I don't know why we're talking now about like when the jury rules if they'll rule guilty or not guilty. Like,
man,
this is the greatest thing about Destiny. Destiny really is team truth. Destiny's fucking team truth.
Sometimes, usually.
Well, hopefully. I think if he gets it wrong, he gets it wrong. Honestly. Do you think
well, so he does have a problem sometimes where he gets caught up in trying to be right in the argument sometimes.
Right. Instead of the truth? Really?
Yes.
I guess we all do. I guess we all do.
Well, yeah, we all do it to some extent, but
so
this was a motion that they filed on Friday. This was before jury deliberation even began. I don't know why we're talking now.
Look at this. Destiny totally gets it. That's exactly what we said.
So here's interesting. Okay, so Destiny has saying, no, your fact claim is wrong. The lawyers put this motion in before jury deliberation. Okay. What do you think Dave Pakman's response is going to be? It's going to be to contend with that fact? Is it going to say, oh, I didn't realize that, I guess I was wrong? Or is it going to be to completely try to divert the conversation down a different path?
Divert, obviously. It's just a comedy show, guys.
Okay.
It's just this is an entertainment program. I don't understand why, people aren't coming to David Pakman for facts. This is all opinion-based stuff, Destiny.
Like when the jury rules, real guilty, not guilty, like.
Man, I don't know. So it's just now we're like 5 layers removed where we have to sort of go back. The reason by the way, I'm echoing now. I don't know what's going on over there.
You're not what now?
I'm echoing back. I'm hearing myself. Okay, now it stopped.
Okay.
Now let me see if I can get it. I just don't even know that this is productive because now we have to go back 5 levels.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. I can't let you do this, okay? Because now I have to move to debate mode.
Oh yeah, because
I'm not allowed to do.
This is where the dishonesty really starts. Okay.
Of course.
Dave Pakman makes a fact claim. Destiny says your fact claim is wrong, and now David Pakman is like, well, we're so far removed from our original conversation that this is just too difficult to have a conversation about. It's like, what are you talking about?
He doesn't even
You're still on the same fucking point.
Think of the intro here where Dave Pakman too was like, you gotta give me this. I'm totally correct on this one fact claim, Destiny. Please, you have to get on your hands and knees and just admit that I'm correct on this fact claim. What an excellent setup for him trying to squirm out of the fact that he's completely wrong 2 seconds on this later. Other fact claim.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Let's not talk about the fact claim that I'm wrong on.
Right.
Come on, where's News Skirt when we need her? Jeez. Someone needs to come in here and just fucking say it like it is. Someone needs to say, Pakman needs to look in that camera and go, that's right, I got it wrong. That's what we want, Pakman. Show some journalistic ethics.
Yep.
I'm not allowed to speak.
You've been speaking, okay? But I can't let you keep trying to obfuscate your factually incorrect tweet by saying, oh, we're 5 levels deep.
Notice how well Destiny can say obfuscate. When we
thought he said it wrong, but I don't know. We always say it wrong too.
Obfuscate, yeah.
Obfuscate.
Yeah.
Obfuscate.
90% of that us mispronouncing words will be the word obfuscate. If anyone,
I've never mispronounced anything. Whenever I do, it's intentional as a joke.
Obfuscate.
Okay? Obfuscating.
You say nuclear. Come on.
That's because I'm quoting. I'm quoting our beloved president George W. Bush. All right. So how dare you cast aspersions on our glorious nuclear president?
I had no idea that George W. Bush was your favorite president.
Oh, we're talking about irrelevant shit, blah, blah, blah. No. Very clearly and very pointedly, your tweet was heavily implying that the only reason or a big reason why the Rittenhouse defense is asking for a mistrial is because they're rattled by the fact that the jury is deliberating in its 15th hour. And they want a mistrial over an exhibit that's already in evidence. One, this particular mistrial without prejudice was submitted before the jury deliberation began. I realized this on Friday, number one. And number two, it's not about an exhibit that's already in evidence. It's about them receiving a lower quality thing. Now, you tried to hand wave that and go, well, we don't know what happened. No, we do know what happened. They talked about it. He said that in the process of them emailing it over, there must have been this thing got converted into a lower quality file and sent, blah, blah, blah. We know what happened, right? That's what happened. So none of this is confusing. Your tweet is just incredibly...
Well, actually, it's much worse than that because they showed that it wasn't converted through the email process. It was converted into a lower quality video before it was ever sent to them.
Yeah.
And the question is why?
Sauerkraut did it. Sauerkraut did it. He's like, oh, by the way, can you shrink this down? I don't know. What's a good size? Maybe 140 by 100 pixels?
Well, if I was to guess, I don't think it was intentional because I wouldn't think they would risk a mistrial over this.
We're talking about Binger here. Binger.
No, but
Binger,
they don't.
The guy who's commenting on his post-arrest silence.
They don't
plant the cocaine, Binger.
They do not accrue. In my opinion, the state would not have accrued enough benefit to try to intentionally do this. I think they're just fucking dumb and incompetent.
Yeah. Well, okay, maybe it's just incompetence.
Incredibly misleading.
And it's something. Well, and also it's something that would very obviously come out. The defense would realize happened.
Right.
Too. So that's why I don't think, like, if they tried to pull something that they thought that they could get away with, I'd be more inclined to believe that.
It is incompetence because they literally did not even think it mattered because they mentioned it in open court. He's like, oh yeah, wait, this one looks bad. Ours looks better. Here, pull ours up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was intentional. I think they're just fucking dumb.
What an idiot. What an idiot. This is our criminal justice system here.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? You're right.
Look at this. Oh my God.
Look, there he goes. He
did. He learned from Anna Kasparian. Thank you.
It feels very sarcastic, though.
It does. I know. It's exactly like the tweet.
Yes.
You're right.
Final Senate, blah, blah, blah. We know what happened, right? That's what happened. So none of this is confusing. Your tweet is just incredibly misleading.
Hey, you know what? You're right.
He's threw him for a loop.
Look at the smile on his face.
I know.
On David's face.
He's like, this will get him.
Okay.
You convinced me. You're right.
They're okay. We need a screenshot. We have another face palm here. We have the other side of the thumbnail now. Please send me the other side of the thumbnail. Oh my God, this is so good. This is so good.
Well, and that's the problem, because this feels very weaselly, because it's like he knows. I feel like he knows he's wrong, and instead of just taking the L on this, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna pretend like I'm saying I know I'm wrong, but I'm gonna make this really obnoxious, sarcastic voice while I'm doing it."
I know. Destiny's completely face palming because he's like, really, this is the angle you're gonna take now. You can't just admit you were wrong. I've admitted I was wrong like dozens of times on this show. I don't know that Sitch has ever admitted he's wrong, even though he's generally wrong more than me.
I've literally never been wrong. So yeah, no. Why would I admit to being wrong if I'm never wrong?
I read the comments, man. People point out you being wrong all the time.
No. You don't understand. Those people are obviously wrong.
No. I check into it often. You're very wrong.
I sent you the face palm.
Nice.
Okay.
What's happening?
Okay, well, is there anything else you want to chat about, buddy?
So,
oh, look at the glee. He totally got him. You're right. He's like, that got him.
We both agreed not guilty is probable.
I have no jury trial. Anything can happen. I have no idea. There could be one holdout right now. It could be a 6-on-6 deadlock. They might be disagreeing over some of the lesser charges. Maybe I have no idea. Anything can happen. It's a jury trial.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm really glad we cleared it all up. I didn't realize how wrong I was until you came on today.
It's
even that sounds completely sarcastic.
It is sarcastic. It's 100% sarcastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking weasel.
I know.